Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Studio Series 86 Rumble, the blue one. Yes, they just specifically call that out because we'll see on the box here. There it is, Decepticon Rumble, blue. Transformers the movie, and you can tell that Transformers and Decepticons, and you got the studio, there's Transformers the movie there. You got a nice bit of artwork there of Rumble, ready to, crack some shells, and then you got a core class and a nice bit of artwork on the side there. You got that same bit of artwork on authentic Transformers. On the bottom here, you have copyrights and all that stuff. And on the back, you have more copyrights and warnings and all that, and what's included in Decepticon Rumble Blue. Also, what's really neat is on the inside here is the this. Hey, look, it's the antenna where they, again, crack some shells. Then they crack the nuts inside. So that's kind of neat. Also has instructions, which he's really easy, so you probably don't need them. But anyway, he's tiny. I'm going to bring the camera down because, yeah, he is a small guy. He is very small. You can see that. Rumble here is quite small, but he is, well, somewhat animation accurate. You can see he's got his silver face with some red eyes. You got the little tape pattern on his chest, and you got the kind of the purplish color they got there on the cartoon, the Decepticon logo right there. You got the blue arms and the cuts and a little detail, even a little bit of detail inside there, which is nice. A little bit of yellow on the back. Well, you kind of, yeah, it's kind of, you got a little bit of tape, but yeah, it's kind of open on the back. So, yeah, not a whole lot here. Yeah, not a whole lot here, honestly, but he's pretty neat. The only thing is, well, again, he is very, very small. Very small. Got a couple accessories, namely, well, his little guns. You can do one of two things. One, there's little, holes, little peg holes on the sides of his arms. You can plug those in right there, and I guess have him kind of wield his weapons like that if you want. That's pretty neat. Or you could, of course, do what what usually was done in the cartoon, which is they're on the back. So there's little peg holes right there. You just peg them in. They're very, very secure. Or at least that one is. That one's pretty secure on the back. This one's a little less so. But yeah, you got that. So you can have his little gun backpack thing. And the other thing, which is, if you might notice, again, he's kind of small and. He's kind of small, and the reason he's kind of small is he also comes with these. Yes, these little poundy things, little earthquake makers, which have little, again, peg holes here and here. Just, I believe these, let me double check that. I think these will fit, these little peg holes will fit the guns, just in case, I guess. Yeah, if you want, you can peg the guns on those too. If you want to do it like that. These, I'm guessing, for attaching to other things. I'm not sure what, though, but something. Anyway, if you want Rumble to use them, what you do here is you take the shoulders and move them like this, and then rotate the hands in to the forearms, like so, and then you just, there's a little slot here, you just slot that over the arm. On mine, the left side, it really doesn't like to slot in regardless. I tried with both of them. It doesn't really seem to matter. Both of them have trouble sliding over that one. This side just goes, whoop, right there. So yeah, there you go. You guys little ground pounder things. Up there neat, and yeah, you can have them, kind of ready to, kick tailgate, all that stuff, pound Devastator apart. Yeah, this is pretty neat. Pull those off. But yeah, it's pretty cool. That's where a lot of the cost goes, because this is a fairly small guy, even by core class standards, because in many ways he's actually more or less a retooling of a previous figure. Yeah, I know. You might kind of guess who at this point. But anyway, there he is. Pretty neat little robot, but again, emphasis on little. I mean, just to compare him to a regular core class, one I've recently did, which Bomb Burst, yeah. Even compared to a regular core class, he is tiny. He's a tiny little guy. He by himself is, yeah, plus these apparently are enough to fill a core class. But anyway. More comparisons. Yeah, here he is with the original version of the mold of sorts. Here he is with the old. Which version of Rumble was this? Was this with the Generation Selects with Earthrise? Yeah, which way? Yeah, that version. It's a bit shorter because they adjusted the leg length, you can see, but yeah, large, like the torso is kind of the same. I'm not sure. People said I think they said it was a retooling, but if it is, it's so significant, it almost is a completely different mold entirely. But yeah, you can see very much, not much taller there. And here's Dad's Soundwave, which yeah is a lot bigger. I'm doing things out of order because I just realized, yeah, articulation, yeah, his head is actually on a ball joint. You can left and right. Got a bit of up and down, although it's kind of limited. You got a bit of wiggle, again, kind of limited. But yeah, got a lot of up. But yeah, you can go so far up. In fact, his head is kind of going back into his back. Shoulders on ball joints. You do have full 360 and outward as well. And you got the hinge here from the transformation for more if you want. There are no elbows. There is no elbows or swivels or anything because, again, there's so little plastic there that I don't think that would work. It would be very much so. I think they talked about how it was so fragile, it was just never going to be viable for actual release. No waist, unfortunately. Hips, though, forward pretty far, all the way. Back, very far. Outward, again, very far. In fact, let me see. Yeah, very far. Knees, you got that much bend. A lot of bend, yeah, not much bend there, which also that's a ball joint, so of course that will act as your swivel. And the feet, well, they can kind of go up and down a smidge and up a lot. So yeah, there's your articulation. I did that out of order, shame on me. But anyway, transformation, pretty straightforward because again, you're probably familiar with it. It's not hard to figure out. Anyway, pop these off because you don't need those for the transformation. Take the head, spin around 180, and then collapse it into the back right here like that. Take the hands and collapse them into the forearms. And collapse them into the forearms. And then bring the shoulders up and the arms up like that and just kind of bring them together like that. Take the feet and collapse those in like so. And then right here, you want to go ahead and rotate the legs so they look like this. Yeah, rotate them at the knees so they look like this. And then bring them up at the hips like that. They collapse in and they'll kind of tab into the side and up in the arm like that. And same thing on this side, bring them up and tab them in and everything, and make sure it's nice and tabbed in. And there you go. There's his tape mode. And yep, that is sure is a tape. Not really a whole lot to say here. It's just, well, it's a square thing. You got the little reel things right there. You got a nice little bit of tape, the 80s-esque tape design right there. I mean, you got some exposed bits, but it's kind of be forgiven at this price point at this size. On this side, you can see just his robot mode just kind of folded up and whatnot. But it's, it's not too bad for what it is. Yeah, I really can't do much in this mode. But, here it is compared to, again, the other Rumble. You can see very different looks right here. You can still store, if you want, store the guns on it, but, again, it kind of ruins the tape thing, and you can't really store these anywhere. They don't really go anywhere, but the good news is because they decided to do this way, it is compatible. It is kind of tight, but it is compatible with existing sound waves. So, yeah, there you go. So, Rumble here. Really, honestly, let's be real. They're going to do Frenzy parentheses red as well, so I'm not sure they're ever going to do Laserbeak or Ravage again, because Laserbeak wouldn't be too more difficult to kind of make it more accurate at this scale, but Ravage would be much more difficult, and I'm not sure they're going to bother, though, because the ones we have are kind of, I don't know, maybe, who knows, but definitely going to do the, Frenzy, for this as well. He is better than the old version, which, yeah, a lot of people were hunting down because they had to get the complete set. Because, yeah, it was part of that 4-pack. Now, a lot of people probably feel silly for that. But, it's pretty decent. But, again, it's largely, guess what? It really almost is practically a glorified accessory for Soundwave. So, it only really works if you have a Soundwave. Which, so, yeah. If you have a Soundwave, yeah, go for it. Why not? Sure, it's a great Rumble. It's better than the other one. But, if you don't have a Soundwave, then don't bother. It's that simple. That's all I can say, really. He's pretty good, but not that good to be really a full-blown standalone figure. And yeah, if the elbow thing bothers you, I'll just kind of understand. It's either that or have incredibly fragile elbows which break at a moment's notice. Which one do you want? So, yeah, or hands sticking out on the sides of this, and thus no more compatibility with Soundwave. Yeah, pick your poison. So yeah, that's it for this one. I say, yeah, again, worth it, but yeah, worth it, but only if you have Soundwave already. So yeah, that's it for this one. Hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Twitter. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1, if it's still there. And check out my co-host. It's cohost.com/nemesis-prime. Check out my coffee and my Patreon. And I'll see you next time with another video review.